everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Chantel. This is my basic journey, and this is the last video that I'm going to be making for you guys before I move into my van. I'm super nervous, I'm really excited, but I wanted to make this video really quick for you guys because I got quite a lot of stuff and it's kind of bigger stuff, and I kind of wanted to make this just an appreciation post full of gratitude for shelter care. I told you guys a little bit about this in a previous video, and I'll refresh some memories in case if you're new or maybe you just didn't watch that video or whatever. So near the end of 2018, I'd actually lost my job. My position was transferred up to Portland and I could not commute there every day. It's like a 2-hour drive from here. And so I had lost my job. He actually gave me a really good letter of recommendation and gave me a little severance pay. And so he really did help me out in that situation. But I ended up applying for OHP, which is the Oregon Health Plan, I believe is what it stands for. It's basically like this state health insurance that people who don't make money can get. And I am so happy that I did, because a couple weeks after that, after I'd already gotten a new job waitressing at a diner, I had a gallbladder attack. I had no idea at the time like what the gallbladder even was, what the purpose of it was. I had no idea. And it took me, I don't know, 4 days to bring myself to the ER, but I hadn't heard back from OHP yet at that point in time whether I was accepted for insurance, and so I was uninsured. And so I didn't want to go to the ER, I did not want to go to the hospital, but my dad, I actually called him like crying one night, like it hurts so bad, and he's like, just go to the ER, like take care of yourself, who cares if you get debt, like take care of your health first and not care about the money. And for some reason, like that's really hard for me to do, just because if you've ever been poor, you know it's not easy, you know what I mean? So I brought myself to the ER and I found out that I had a gallbladder attack, and it had released a stone, a gallstone, into my bile duct where it got stuck. And so it was like something with the enzymes or something. It led it to have, I had pancreatitis by the time I was in the ER. I ended up being in the hospital for 16 days. Before that moment in my life, I have never had to go to the hospital for something like that. I've never broken a bone, knock on wood. So I was definitely very nervous, especially as far as like how much it was going to cost me to have a 16-day stay in a hospital, when you know like even an ambulance ride is like $800 to $1,000. So I was really nervous, like on top of like being like deathly sick at the time and attached to tubes like literally every single day all day long. I mean, I was just a complete emotional wreck at that point. One day though, my roommate at the time brought me my mail, and I had gotten my OHP acceptance letter, and I was accepted for Trillium, and it all worked out financially. It was really good. So thanks to the state of Oregon for caring about me and allowing me to be insured through the state for like that short period of time. So it was really helpful. I'm happy that I applied when I did, because they go by the date that you applied is when your insurance starts, which I just happened to apply for it like a couple weeks before I landed in the hospital. After 16 days of being in the hospital, the doctor kind of came up to me and was like, you know, you're just going to be sitting here waiting at this point. We were waiting for the pancreatitis to go away completely before they would operate on my gallbladder. And so I had to wait an additional 4 weeks before they would schedule me an appointment for surgery to remove my gallbladder. And then that surgery date was another 3 weeks out. And then after I got my surgery, I had an additional 4 weeks of bed rest before they would clear me to work again. And so for this period of time, I was jobless and I did not have any income coming in whatsoever. I did get a lot of help from my mom and my grandma. My grandma's church helped me, and so that allowed me to stay in the house that I was in for a couple months. But eventually, I ended up losing my housing. My car had died. I lost my phone. Like my laptop broke. It was just like a very hard time for me, and it was just a mess. So I finally, once I was cleared for work, got a job, and it started slowly coming together. While I was in the hospital, one of my nurses suggested that I talk to one of the psychiatrists that they had on staff for hospital patients. And so I did, and he came up and he was talking to me because I was really stressed out about how I was going to pay for my hospital stay. And he was like, you know, I can recommend you somebody to go to after you get out of here. And so I did. I started going to therapy once a week, and it was really great. Highly recommend for people. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You should talk to somebody. So I told her when I found out that I was no longer going to be able to live where I was, she was like, you know, it's really crazy timing because we actually have this apartment at Shelter Care that is opening up in February. And this was 2019. So almost exactly a year ago now. So basically my therapist's office owns this one apartment in this apartment complex that is ran by Shelter Care, which is a program in Eugene that houses people and then finds housing for them after this. This is a short-term housing place. This is not somewhere that people live forever. I'm actually extremely lucky and grateful that they let me stay as long as they did. Basically, it's their goal to find you permanent housing. It was almost exactly a year ago today that I bought my van, and I've been spending this time that I have in my apartment that has no rent building out my van and making it ready to live in. And I told them this, and so they decided, you know what, if this is the path that you want and this is what's going to make you happy, we want to help you with that. And so instead of putting all of their assets to what they were going to use to help me find housing, they used it to help me with my van. And so that's what this video is about today. I just wanted to give you guys a mini background story of Shelter Care and why they're helping me and why they got this stuff for me, and I just want to show it to you. I'm very excited. I am so grateful. I also just wanted to give a big personal thank you to Shelter Care and everyone on staff there. You guys have been so wonderful to me. I'm gonna start crying if I talk about it too much, but you guys have helped me so much, and I just appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. I love you guys. Thank you, Yuki, Amy, Susan, all of you guys, Mel. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And okay, let's get into showing you guys some of the new stuff I got. So quick note, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I personally bought first from Amazon, and I'll put a link for everything in the description box below. And just know that all of the Amazon links are going to be Amazon affiliate links. So even if you have some personal shopping to do that is not included, you can just click on one of those links, and then anything you put into your cart and purchase within the next, I don't know, I think it's 24 hours or something, I'll get a little throwback from that. And it's some way that you guys can support me in a way that's starving artist style. So yeah. So the first thing that I got is this giant body pillow. It doesn't even fit in my screen. I wasn't 100% happy with this plain white bamboo case, and so I got a pink fuzzy one to go over it. And so I'm gonna put it on really quick and then show you guys. And so now I have this giant sized body pillow, and it's pink and fuzzy and it's super cute. So I sleep with 8 pillows on my bed, and I know that they're not all gonna fit in my van when I move into it. And so I just wanted to get this giant pillow and then only bring 2 pillows with me, and I think that will be sufficient. We'll see. But I also like the idea of being able to put this up behind me over here where it's plastic and be able to sit up against it. And so that was kind of my thought process with getting the giant one. I got a couple more decorative items for my van. And I know that I shouldn't be wasting my money on this kind of stuff, but I remember telling you guys that I wanted to put fabric on my ceiling, and I'm hoping that this is small enough, but it's only I think it was 40 inches long, but it's just constellations and the astrology signs. It's pretty cute, but I want to put this on my ceiling up here. I'll try to figure that out and show you guys, but yeah, I got this to go on my ceiling, and I just don't want it to be so bland in here. I want it to be cute. I'm also super into astrology. I'm a Gemini, in case anybody is interested. I also got an entire box of fake succulents because I kill all the real ones. But yeah, it's just a bunch of different ones. And so it comes with different kinds. They're still in plastic, sorry guys. But yeah, so I'm just gonna decorate my van, put them around my van. Fake succulents. And I know these are all tangled up right now, but I am going to put them up here in just a second. But I got another line of string lights, and this one is just a USB, and so I can plug it into my Jackery. Also, these ones come with a little mini remote that you can change the color on by remote, which I thought was pretty cool. I also got more Velcro, and this time I got the little squares, and so I can put one on the back of this and then stick it on the wall next to the other one. So the last item that I got for myself is something that I have kind of wanted, but I didn't really look into because I don't have the room. But I found one that will fit underneath my bed. But I did get a little porta potty thing. And so it folds up like so, right? And then this has legs on the bottom that fold out. But basically all you do is put a bag and some sawdust, do your business, and then you can throw the bag out. Like I said, this is for emergencies only. Like, I 100% plan on just using public restrooms and going to parks that have like porta potties and whatnot there. And so that's what I plan on doing. So yeah, I got this little foldable toilet, and it's from the brand Reliance. I don't know if you can see that. And once again, I'll just make sure everything's in the description box in case you're interested in checking it out. Now that I've shown you everything that I've gotten for myself, I'm going to show you the things that Shelter Care has gifted me. And these things are a little bit pricier and things that I normally wouldn't have bought if it was like me on my own, but they were really generous and gifted me these things that are going to be so helpful for me in the future with my life in van life. I just am so grateful. I can't believe that they did all these things for me. So the first thing that they gifted me was my hitch, and I showed you guys that, and originally I was going to get a spare tire swingy thing, and it just didn't work out, and so I didn't get it. I ended up getting AAA instead, which is something they also gifted, which is not a physical item to show you guys, but I do have AAA now, and so that is going to be so helpful when I'm on the road, and let's say I do pop a tire or something. I can just call them and they can tow me to the nearest Le Schwab or whatever discount tire place, and I can get a new tire installed there. Also, if you guys have seen in previous videos, I used to have a white table that I would pull out to cook on, and it was kind of big. It was really hard to maneuver in this small space, and so they actually got me a small foldable table, so it folds up. And all I have to do is like pull out these legs, and then I have a smaller table, and I can either put it on my lap or I can put it on the floor like where I put the bigger table before. And I actually like it a lot better when it's lower to the ground because I feel like it's going to be less of a fire hazard. I don't know if you guys remember when I told you the story about when I was with Caitlin and we were cooking and I almost dropped a whole pan full of boiling water, and as I was like dropping it, I'm like, oh no, and it's like falling over. The pan actually hit the little dial for my little camping stove, and it like turned the heat up all the way, and all you saw was like and like the flame just goes straight for my ceiling. And so I think that this is gonna be a lot better for that. What's cool is like these actually get longer, so I can pull these out and push them up and it can be longer. But yeah, so now I have a little table, and these things are also removable, and it came with 2 separate trays and then 4 of these, so if you wanted to, you could just take them all off and cover up the holes. It's just super nice that it folds up, and I can like pretty much put it anywhere in my van, and it's not going to take up too much space. So I really like this. Thank you guys so much. So on the topic of cooking, they also got me something else that I've been wanting for a while and just didn't want to put the money into getting a good one just because I already had like a cheap camping stove, and I actually like my little one and I will be keeping it. I'm not going to get rid of it or anything. It'll be nice just to have like 2 burners and that one not have to take up that much space. But now I actually have a little camp stove. So it is a butane stove, which I also got 4 cans of butane with it. It was a set that came with it, so I'll put the link for that specific one below. But it also comes with a hose that you can put onto propane. And so I can either do the butane or I can use propane, and I can still use just this little single burner. If you guys saw the thumbnail, then you know that the next 2 items are kind of bigger items, and I'm super excited to show you. It's something that I was like extremely giddy about when they like offered these things to me. They are luxury items to me. It's not something I absolutely needed, but I did want. And so the first one, let me show you. So I got a foldable 120 watt solar panel. I am so excited, you guys, for this. It plugs right into my Jackery battery to charge it. And you can plug in your phone and stuff straight into it. It's so awesome. I am so excited to have this. I did not think that I was going to be getting solar. I think I even mentioned it in another video that I'll probably never be getting solar because I don't want to spend the money on it. But they got me a solar panel and it folds up so it's nice and small and thin and it just fits right in my van so perfectly. I am so excited. Thank you so much. Like, I cannot say thank you enough for this. Like, this is going to be so life-changing for me on the road. Like, I can't even contain my excitement. I can't. It's so exciting. Thank you so much. So for the last and final item, I do have to go outside with you guys. So let's go. They actually got me a large size 2-lay cargo box to go on top of my van. It is a Force XT size large. It is very big and spacious, and it was very easy to install. It's just a really, really nice addition to my van. It gives me way more cubic feet, and it just lets me have so much more space on the inside. Really though, the opportunity to stay here just really allowed me to build the dream life that I wanted. To avoid this video being way too long, I just want to say thank you again to Shelter Care and to all of the staff there, and to Carly, who is my therapist from Peace Health. I just really love you guys. You guys have helped me so much. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. These people literally dedicate their lives to helping others make their lives better, and I just can't be any more grateful. Thank you so much. Also, thank you to all of you for watching this video and being with me here today. I've gotten so much support lately, and I just love it, and I love making videos. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below if you haven't. Thank you again for watching this. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in a couple weeks after I move into my van. Okay, bye.